Good morning again. Welcome to Chancellor Julie First Bovey's annual address to the community of Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, and thank you so much for joining us. We are privileged to have with us some special guests who are dignitaries and strong supporters of SIUE, and I would like to thank them for honoring us with their presence and introduce them to you. I would ask that each guest rise as I call your name and remain standing. And audience, please hold your applause until all the guests have been introduced. Dr. Shirley Portwood, member of the SIU Board of Trustees and SIUE Professor Emerita. Mr. Joel Sambursky, newest member of SIU Board of Trustees. Mr. Nick Maynor, SIUE student member of the SIU Board of Trustees. The Honorable Robert Jackstack, Mayor of the Village of Glen Carbon. Mr. Mike Wenzel, President of the SIUE Foundation Board. Next, as I call your name, would the members of the Executive Committee of the Leadership Council of Southwestern Illinois please stand? Ms. Barb Anderson, Mr. Tom Sissel, Mr. Joe Haggerty, Mr. Bruce Holland, Dr. Rhonda Saget, Mr. Bruce Schopp, and Dr. David Oates. We also have as guests today 3 members of the SIU President's staff. Mr. John Charles, Executive Director of Governmental and Public Affairs for SIU, Ms. Kim Labonte, Executive Director of Internal Audit, and Ms. Paula Keith, Administrative Assistant to the President of SIU. And of course, we are always very pleased to have with us Dr. Glenn Pichard, the President of Southern Illinois University. Thank you all for being with us today. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Julie First Bovey, Southern Illinois University Edwardsville's 8th Chancellor. Dr. First Bovey came to SIUE in July of 2012 from the University of Wisconsin-Stout, where she had served as Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs for 7 years. She is recognized nationally and internationally for her expertise in many aspects of higher education, including quality improvement and STEM education, and she has authored several articles and a book on those topics. Dr. First Bovey is a member of St. Louis Civic Progress, Innovate St. Louis, and the Executive Committee of the Leadership Council of Southwestern Illinois. She also serves on the boards of directors of the Southern Illinois Collegiate Common Market, the Hospital Sisters Health System, SIUE's University Park, and Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois. Dr. First Bovey has worked tirelessly on behalf of SIUE since she arrived and has now completed a little over 1 year as our Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our Chancellor, Dr. Julie First Bovey, for her annual address.
Thank you, Anne, for that nice introduction. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending my second fall address to the SIUE campus. I would also like to thank President Pichard and his staff, our trustees, our alumni, foundation board members, and community leaders who are in attendance this morning. Your support of SIUE is extremely important to all of us. I'll begin my address by sharing some highlights of the 2012-2013 academic year.
On April 8, 2012, Dr. Julie First Bovey was introduced as SIUE's 8th Chancellor. After beginning duties on July 2, 2012, she was formally installed as Chancellor on Friday, April 19, 2013. At the ceremony, Dr. First Bovey unveiled SIUE's new seal. The seal prominently features a torch and interlocking laurel leaves, representing enlightenment and knowledge. 3 stars, the 3 campuses of SIUE. In the past academic year, SIUE continued its history of academic excellence. In the fall of 2012, SIUE welcomed a record freshman class of 2,075. A new program for freshmen, the SIUE Experience, was introduced. The program consisted of 4 days of events that introduced the class of 2016 For the third consecutive year, Washington Monthly ranked SIUE among the top 50 of the 682 master's universities in the nation, coming in 25th among public institutions. Also, for the third consecutive year, SIUE was named a military-friendly campus. The School of Engineering received a nearly $830,000 grant from the National Science Foundation for the program Graduate 10K+, focusing on creative approaches to retaining undergraduates in engineering and computer science during the first 2 years of college. For the second consecutive year, School of Business graduate students won the St. Louis Area Association for Corporate Growth Cup competition. 2 students in the School of Pharmacy placed first in the Student National Pharmaceutical Association Clinical Skills Competition. The School of Dental Medicine once again hosted Give Kids a Smile Day, a national one-day event sponsored by the American Dental Association, which provides free dental treatment for underserved children. At the spring 2013 commencement, the Graduate School, School of Education, and the School of Nursing recognized the first students to graduate with the Doctor of Educational Leadership and Doctor of Nursing practice. SIUE's East St. Louis Charter High School celebrated a 100% graduation rate among seniors in 2013. The high school also had an across-the-board increase in ACT scores. For 5 simmering summers, SIUE anthropology students have conducted archaeological digs on a 35-acre farm on the west side of campus. To date, SIUE students have found more than 30,000 artifacts. The 2012-13 academic year saw continued campus growth. The $5.4 million Lucas Athletics Annex officially opened. In November, ground was broken for the School of Dental Medicine's new simulation lab. The $9.5 million, 18,000 square foot facility will serve as a primary site of instruction for dental students. In April, the $9 million addition to the Art and Design Building officially opened. A new art gallery, additional office space, graduate student studio space, and classrooms are part of the 29,000 square foot project. Renovation of the original Art and Design Building also was completed during the summer. In June, SIUE Athletics broke ground on Phase 1 of the new Harry Gallatin Golf Training Facility. Student athletes will enjoy increased training opportunities at the new facility. Construction continued on Science West, and the building was ready to host classes for the fall 2013 semester. SIUE continued its 5th year in the Joint Industrial Engineering degree program with Istanbul Technical University. SIUE also has established an educational agreement with the University of Havana in Cuba, and during June, the first group of SIUE students traveled to Havana to attend an SIUE class. A partnership also has been formed with the Northwest Normal University in China. 4 faculty members from NWNU visited the School of Education in the fall of 2012. The 2012-13 academic year marked SIUE's intercollegiate athletics' first full year of championship-eligible play in the Ohio Valley Conference for 16 sports. SIUE student athletes continue to excel in the classroom and have now posted 14 consecutive semesters, 7 years, of a cumulative grade point average better than 3.0. Women's basketball hosted a big-sum game in February where numerous activities raised money for breast cancer research and honored breast cancer survivors. The 2012 academic year hosted a flurry of activities on campus. Students, faculty, staff, community members, and family members came to campus on numerous occasions to experience numerous special events and to discover the power of youth.
As you can see, the last academic year was extremely busy and extremely productive. This year is proving to be much the same. Just last week, SIUE received its highest rating ever from the U.S. News & World Report Best College Rankings. We were ranked number 8 among public universities in the Midwest, the first time we've ever been ranked in the top 10. This is certainly a testimony to all of the efforts of our faculty, staff, and students. Earlier in the month, SIUE was also recognized by the Washington Monthly for the 4th year in a row. This ranking is based on our contributions in 3 primary areas: social mobility, research, and public service. SIUE continues to excel in each of these areas. Last year, we completed the initial year of our Lincoln program implementation. This is our new and updated general education program. As you can see, the program includes numerous courses and experiences that will help to prepare our students for a changing world. This year, we will continue implementation and develop assessment tools for the program. "19 Excellence in Undergraduate Education Awards were made in 2013, including several projects that involved integrating online and mobile technology in and out of the classroom. There was a lot of exciting programming in graduate education last year. Our first cohort of Doctor of Nursing students graduated. Our first cohort of Doctor of Educational Leadership students graduated in the new program. Our first cohort of BJC students graduated from our new interdisciplinary healthcare informatics program. And finally, a concurrent PharmD MBA program has been developed between our schools of pharmacy and business. SIUE is currently accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, and for more than a decade, we've participated in the Academic Quality Improvement Program. We'll be eligible to reaffirm our accreditation in 2014-2015. To move toward this goal, we'll be hosting a site visit in March. All SIUE stakeholders will play a critical role in the site visit. The site visit will include a review of our federal compliance documents, our quality program summary, our equipped systems portfolio, and all of the other evidence that indicates SIUE continues to meet all accreditation criteria. In the area of community service, SIUE was recognized for the 4th straight year by the President's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll. I was able to attend the recognition ceremony, which was held in Washington, D.C. earlier this year. Since I arrived on campus, I have been deeply impressed by the community service provided by our students, our faculty, and our staff members. More than 700 freshmen participated in service learning as part of the SIUE experience on August 17th at sites in Edwardsville, Granite City, St. Louis, and East St. Louis. The statistics surrounding our community service efforts are truly impressive. For a 16-month period ending in December 2012, more than 90 service learning courses benefited 767 sites. During the same time period, our faculty, staff, and students worked with 1,290 community partners in activities that benefited more than 300,000 individuals, and we provided patient care to more than 64,000 individuals. Our East St. Louis Center has traditionally been engaged in community service activities. The East St. Louis Center serves 2,000 area families each week during the school year. Our Head Start program serves more than 1,600 children. Our Upward Bound programs serve more than 250 students. Our Project Latchkey program serves more than 160 children, and our food program serves 350,000 meals each year. I wanted to give a special shout out to our charter high school in East St. Louis. Under the direction of Gina Washington and the School of Education Administration, the students are thriving. 100% of the class of 2014 had improved ACT scores in the last year. And the East St. Louis Charter High School is now a Project Lead the Way school that provides STEM education to all students. Our faculty, staff, and research centers continue to excel in the areas of research, grants, and scholarships. During the past year, there were 189 external awards, totaling more than $42 million. This does include student financial aid. There were 89 research awards, totaling more than $8 million, which is a substantial or significant increase of $3.7 million over last year. As a result, SIUE ranked 6th in Washington Monthly among master's granting institutions by research expenditures. This type of external funding becomes increasingly important as state funding continues to decline. In the area of scholarship, SIUE faculty authored 341 peer-reviewed journal articles, 89 book chapters, and 15 books. Our faculty and staff also made 1,263 professional presentations last year at conferences around the globe. We are serving an increasingly diverse campus, with students of color now comprising 23.4% of our student body. Highlights of last year include completion of our first campus-wide university diversity plan, receiving a 4-star rating on the LGBT-friendly Campus Climate Index, building community through new program that focuses on civility and citizenship, increasing our international student population, and once again being recognized as a military-friendly school for offering programs and services for veterans and active duty military personnel. I'm very happy to report that international education is growing on our campus. During the past year, more than 135 students sought international experiences in nearly 20 different countries. Over the past 3 years, student participation in faculty-led study abroad has shown a significant rise. I encourage all faculty to actively promote study abroad with students in their classes for both faculty-led programs and semester-long experiences. Here's a brief video that showcases globalization on our campus.
Selamat datang. Bienvenuti. Wow. Dobrego się.
Last year, SIUE hosted a group of Chinese scholars as well as delegations from several international universities, and will be doing more of the same this year. Last fall, we signed an agreement with the University of Havana for academic exchange and collaboration. Our School of Engineering also signed agreements with universities in South Korea and China for collaborative programming. Our students are continuing to succeed academically as well as on the playing field as we successfully completed our transition to Division I athletics. Our student-athlete graduation rate is more than 20% higher than the SIUE average, and our student-athletes have now posted 14 consecutive semesters of a cumulative GPA better than a 3.0. I would encourage everyone to attend SIUE athletic activities. This fall, we broke a world record for popping Pepsi can tops during the men's soccer game. You never know what kind of excitement will be happening during our sports events. That video has since went viral on YouTube. As you can see, just by walking around, we still have a lot of construction happening on campus. There's construction of a new laboratory at the dental school to be completed during the fall semester. During the past year, we also completed the new science building, and we will begin renovation of the existing science building. We completed the new art and design building and completed renovation of the old art and design building. We completed the Lucas Athletics Annex and broke ground on a new indoor golf training facility that will be named after legendary coach Harry Gallatin. The new engineering building is under construction and will be completed during the fall semester, and University Center will be renovating Union Station, doubling its size to better serve the campus community. SIUE is fast becoming a leader in sustainability. Last year, we completed our first sustainability tracking assessment and rating system and received a bronze rating from this national organization. We expanded and upgraded the bike trail network and expanded the bike share program. We've expanded the water bottle refill program. And finally, Dr. Connie Frey Spurlock has been named our first Faculty Sustainability Fellow. She will be promoting sustainability in the curriculum during the coming academic year. Last year was a busy time for our foundation as well. Our Defining Excellence campaign officially ended on June 30th with approximately $36 million raised. Community participation in SIUE Day activities more than doubled last year. The percentage of faculty and staff who are now donors has topped more than 30%, and I want to thank everyone who contributes for their generosity. Your contributions have helped the SIUE Foundation provide more than $600,000 in student scholarships last year. The alumni service is definitely on the move. Last year, the Alumni Associations hosted more than 50 events, including several alumni events in Northern California. We also eliminated the dues-paying membership structure so we could welcome more than 75,000 new members into our Alumni Association. During 2012-2013, a campus-wide committee, chaired by Dr. Paul Rose, worked to update our mission, vision, values, and goal statements. This is the first step in updating our overall strategic plan. As you entered this morning, you should have been given a card with new statements printed on it. I realize it's very tiny type, but it should fit in your wallet. Our new mission statement was approved by the Board of Trustees last week, and it reads that SIUE is a student-centered educational community dedicated to communicating, expanding, and integrating knowledge in a spirit of collaboration enriched by diverse ideas. Our comprehensive and unique array of undergraduate and graduate programs develops professionals, scholars, and leaders who shape a changing world. Our vision is that SIU will achieve greater national and global recognition and academic prominence through innovative and interdisciplinary programs that empower individuals to achieve their full potential. Our values remain largely unchanged. We fulfill our mission based on shared fundamental values of citizenship, excellence, inclusion, integrity, and wisdom. And our long-term goals include prepared and committed students, innovative, high-quality programs, dedicated faculty and staff, supportive campus community, outreach and partnerships, physical and financial sustainability. At this time, each division is developing annual objectives for each of these goals that will lead to further advancements and accomplishments in each of these critical areas. So though we've accomplished a great deal last year, it makes me tired just to look at all we did last year, and we really have a lot to celebrate. There are several major challenges that we face as a campus. The first challenge is the budget. As you can see, state appropriations continue to decline. The total fiscal year 14 SIU budget is $279.1 million, and our total fiscal year 14 state appropriation is $59.7 million. This funding is basically unchanged from last year, which is actually a positive thing, considering we had really been hearing a lot about a possible 5% budget cut. And our pharmacy school funding has also been restored. At one point we had heard that that was being eliminated. I would really like to thank President Pichard and his staff for all of their work in maintaining this level of funding for our campus. They spent a lot of time in Springfield advocating tirelessly that we don't lose any more of our state budget, and I appreciate all of their efforts. This chart summarizes the dramatic decline in state funding over the past decade and also emphasizes our increasing reliance on tuition revenue. As you can see, back 10 or 12 years ago, the state appropriation was 71.6% of the budget, and the income fund, or tuition, was 28.4%. Now those percentages have reversed. In fact, they've more than reversed. And again, 12 years ago, for every student tuition dollar paid, the state contributed $2.52. Today, for every student tuition dollar, the state is providing 66 cents. So our fiscal outlook for the current fiscal year is not especially promising. The cash flow situation continues for the 5th straight year, making it very unpredictable relative to when and if we will be paid our state allocation. The pension situation remains unsolved. Sequestration continues to affect our Head Start program and our other federally funded programs. As a result, we will need to continue cost-cutting measures in all areas of the campus. Despite these budget challenges, it is important to keep moving forward by continuing to allocate funds for areas of highest priority. In consultation with the University Planning and Budget Committee, we are funding several priorities, including a 2% salary increase plan, increased scholarships and financial aid for our students. We have additional expenses associated with all of the new buildings on campus. It's wonderful to have the new buildings, but we do incur additional costs for operation, maintenance, and utilities. We also are allocating some funding, largely in the form of grants, for new program development and retention-based initiatives. Attracting and retaining high-quality faculty and staff is another key challenge. Over the past decade, SIUE has continued to increase the number of faculty members to keep pace with enrollment growth. The number of staff members has also increased over the past decade, although the number in each department will vary, as we have some positions that are left vacant due to our continuing budget issues. To demonstrate our commitment to retaining high-quality faculty and staff, SIUE has provided salary increases each year for more than a decade. I don't know of any other public university in the Midwest that has been able to match this commitment. Our faculty salaries now compare very favorably with our peer institutions. Maintaining healthy enrollments is another major challenge, as the number of high school graduates in the Midwest continues to decline each year. Overall enrollment has declined from a high of 14,235 students in 2011 to 13,850 in 2013. There are some bright spots. We've seen increases in undergraduate professional majors, such as business, engineering, and nursing. We've seen increases in transfer students and international students. However, we are seeing decreases among undecided students, some of our majors in the College of Arts and Sciences, and in our graduate school, particularly graduate students in our School of Education, where in many school districts, teachers are no longer incentivized or reimbursed to enroll in graduate study. This loss of enrollment translates directly into a loss of tuition revenue and has a further negative effect on our budget situation. So we are doing many things to try to maintain and grow or increase our enrollments. We're increasing resources for graduate and international student enrollment. We're expanding scholarships for new freshmen and transfer students. We're increasing the number of 2+2 program agreements with both community colleges and international universities. Last month, ITS and Marketing unveiled a fresh new design to the SIUE website. This design complements all of our new recruitment materials. And next, you'll see a new 30-second commercial featuring our own student, Katie Weezy, that will be used in both our TV and online advertising.
I went out of college close to my hometown, but far enough away for me to do my own thing. I found both at SIUE. When I got here, I knew it was for me. Campus is beautiful, with lots of space, so many activities, and lots of new friends. I'm studying design and technical theater and getting hands-on experience to set the stage for my future. At SIUE, star and me. Visit siue.edu/visit for a tour of SIUE, where the E equals excellence.
So we're doing a lot to recruit new students. Retention and graduation rates are also an issue. In fact, not only a campus issue, but a state and national issue as well, with funding tied to performance at the state level and talk of tying funding to performance at the national level. Our current first to second year retention rate is 70.7%, and our current 6-year graduation rate is 51.8%. While these rates are not atypical for institutions like ours, we are letting far too many students leave our campus with a lot of student debt and with no degree in hand. Currently, we are working to implement a number of retention initiatives. A year ago, we established the Office of Retention and Student Success with Kevin Thomas as its first director. We established direct admission for many of our professional programs. We established 120 hours as a minimum requirement for a baccalaureate degree. And as I've mentioned earlier, we increased scholarships for freshmen, continuing, and transfer students. We're creating an online tuition and fee estimator so students are better able to predict the cost of attendance. We're piloting an early academic warning system for new freshmen. We're expanding the honors program to attract and retain high-achieving students. We're implementing a MapWorks self-assessment for all new freshmen. We're expanding our tutoring and supplemental instruction, and we're actually conducting individual personal follow-up with each freshman who fails to enroll for the next semester. Keeping current with technology is also a major challenge for every area on campus. During the past year, we've upgraded Blackboard, our course management system. We've piloted a program for e-textbooks. We've selected software for automating our hiring processes. We've upgraded the campus phone system. We've upgraded several classrooms, and our library and information services continues to be a leader in implementing new technologies. We are also taking steps to expand online education. According to a recent study, 1/3 of higher education students now take at least one course online. Nearly 7% of all higher education institutions report online education is critical to their long-term strategy, and it's critical to our long-term strategy as well. SIUE now has fully online programs offered by the Schools of Nursing and School of Education, and grants have been funded to develop additional online programs in our other schools and in the College of Arts and Sciences. In 2013, the university offered 198 online courses with 3,094 online registrations. This represents a 41% increase in online courses and a 54% increase in online registrations over a year ago. Although SIUE has a comprehensive array of traditional undergraduate and graduate programs, there have been relatively few additions in recent years. There is a need to develop and offer new interdisciplinary programs to meet the needs of both students and employers. Last year, each dean developed a plan for new academic program growth in his or her school or college. And we, as you can see by the slide, we have several new programs in various stages of development. So, how will SIUE meet the challenges associated with student recruitment, student retention, globalization, new program development, and online learning? One way that we will address these challenges is through a new initiative launched earlier this month by Provost Ann Boyle and her staff, entitled the New Reality Project. The New Reality: Reimagining Excellence in Academics and Learning through Innovation, Technology, and You. If you haven't attended one of the sessions explaining this project, I would greatly encourage you to do so. You will be enlightened and possibly frightened by the statistics and the discussion. The New Reality Project will involve several work teams, each addressing key challenges for our future. We'll have a team looking at expanding enrollment and reaching new student populations. We'll have a team looking at retaining students and improving graduation rates. A team will look at competency-based assessment and prior learning assessment. We'll look at retooling our processes for speed and adaptability. One team will look at enhancing experiential learning. Another team will look at further development of international programming. We'll have a team, actually this is a team that's already in place, that's furthering our e-learning initiatives. And last but certainly not least, We'll have a team that looks like innovating pedagogies to support learning and academic quality in our traditional or face-to-face courses, and a similar team will look at supporting learning and academic quality in our online, hybrid, and blended learning formats. Faculty and staff are encouraged to sign up for one of these teams. The sign-up form is located on the Provost Office website. I would like to close with a few words from one of my favorite publications, Women in Higher Education. By giving people a role in revitalizing campus, the process becomes the product. Thank you to everyone who played a role in our many accomplishments during the last academic year, and I expect more great things to come as we continue to serve our students and stakeholders and address our key challenges. Each of us need to play a part in recruiting and retaining students, providing a quality educational experience, and creating an inclusive campus community. For those of you who want to become even more involved, I would encourage you to join one of our new reality work teams. In closing, thank you for everything that you do for our students and for our campus. I'm looking forward to another active and fulfilling year. Thank you also for attending this presentation. I would now like to invite everyone to have refreshments in the Goshen Lounge.